Hello everybody, hope all of you are doing well. So today we are gonna play Scoia'tael and Dwarf, one of the wholesome archetypes in this game, and we got a bunch of new cards in the last expansion and minor buffs to them from with other neutral cards like Armor's Workshop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but we are not gonna play that, and there's not any new cards from the last expansion except her. She is a very cool card and one of the best thinners in the game. I'll explain to you why later, but I just want to give a quick tip before we get into the deck. Do not make her premium or do not transmute her. The reason being, if you have any other cards, any other Sultan which are already premium, she automatically becomes premium. So don't waste your precious meteorites. Yes. So yeah, just a stupid tip. So this is a Renfri deck, and the reason why it being Renfri deck is this card is still really good. So the leader is Mahakam Forge, obvious leader for dwarves. Crystal Skull is the stratagem because you have good engines that you need to protect. Renfri because she's a goddamn good card. Sultan Warrior is the first main dwarf card, and you don't play him just like that unless you're bled, because you need to combo him with Monroe. And I want to tell you another thing before I get into this deck, much more into this deck. If you notice, there is a card that is actually missing in this deck, which is kind of surprising maybe for you guys, but there's a reason for it, and it is Brewer Hoog. I don't like this card, and it's just my preference. I really don't like this card. He's a good card, don't get me wrong, he's actually a very good card for dwarves, but I just don't like playing him, so that's why I did not add him in the deck. So yes, I just want to get it out first. So we have Sultan and Monroe, which are the combo cards and which you should keep till the end, and do not play this card in round 1. Win round 1 however you can, but do not play them. And if you want to bleed, you can use these two cards for bleeding. These two cards are really good. So what he does is, if he has an armor, he default has an armor on him because of the leader. What he does is he will ping he's an engine that keeps damaging your enemy unit by 1 if he has armor. But on deploy, he will damage 2 other enemy units by 3. If you do not kill them, you'll spawn a Rowdy Dwarf. And why do you need Rowdy Dwarf? You need Monroe to convert them to a Dwarf Berserker. So you see the combo? These both guys are like superb. And the card art is the same, right? Like the whole art is split into few cards. So that's why we have both of them. They're really good card. He has a synergy with another bronze card down here. So the Dwarven Chariot, which has one of the best reworks for dwarves like long time ago. So let me get into the deck then. So Geralt Igni for, obviously the final burning, because a lot of cards are running greedy decks. Roach. So the reason why I added Roach is because this got buffed by Balance Council, and now it's 9 power, so obviously I had to put him into a Renfri deck because you need thinners in Renfri deck. Sultan Shive. So this is our resilient card. What he does is, when you play him, he'll boost the adjacent allies by dwarves by 2, and he's resilient. So you can play that with any deck, or you can just play him and just try pass, or play as the last card in your bleed. He's a very good card. And what happened? Oh yeah, I'll tell you. Another synergy coming up. Knickers is for thinning again. What is a Renfri deck without one of these good boys, huh? We need him, and we need him. She is one of the best cards in the game, the best thinners in the game. So what she does is, we have 2 Sultans in this deck. We do not have Scoundrel. So what she does is, in the beginning of the game, she'll banish herself from your deck, which is brilliant. I love this idea of this card. And she will infuse herself to one of them. And when you play one of them, she will boost herself by the amount of sultans in your deck. So if you had 2, she'll be 2 plus 2, which is 4. So that's really good. And the best thing about her is she already thins herself from the deck. So yeah, Breckenrakes is superb card, and I love this card. So I had to add her in the deck, and she fits well in the Renfri deck. So that's the combo that I wanted to talk. So if you want to play him with as like a, what do you say, a pass card, and if she's there, you're gonna get a bit more tempo. So there you go. The next card is Dorgre, because you need some lock, because a lot of greedy cards are going on, engines are going on, especially Philip from Nilfgaard. So yeah, Barclay is pretty cool. I really like this card, and what it does is he'll boost all your dwarfs by 1 if they have armor, and if they don't have armor, he gives armor to all of them. So I'll tell you more about him in the deck strategy. Renfri's gang, because obviously this is a Renfri deck, you don't have special, you need these 2, which is another good thinner for this gang. Giant Slayer, okay, so I think this card needs a buff, maybe make it 5p, 5 provision, because this rarely people play this card, and this card even bricks in my deck, which is kind of sad. Bricks as in, when you play all the berserkers, they might ping his target and kill it, and he won't get the resiliency, but you can play around it if you damage a unit by 1, and you can still play and get value. But I still think he needs a provision buff. If you make him 3 and if you make this 5p, it's a very good carryover card, and rarely people play this, even though he's good, kinda. So yeah, I just have one of them, by the way. Maxi, for, you know, to see where your cards are, because it's a Renfri deck and you need to know exactly when you can get Renfri and all that. Mahakam Volunteers for thinning. See, you see, because of why we are playing Renfri, you have a lot of thinners. We have Roach, we have Knickers, we have Eudora, we have Renfri's gang, we have Mahakam Volunteers, so they're all for thinning. Dwarven Chariot is one of the best engines in the game for dwarves, which will give them, you can boost itself by 7, like by 4 when you play it in front row, and get 2 armor, which is insanely good. You can make him survive like that, or we can play him in range and produce rowdy dwarfs, which is another cool synergy. Dorn Agitator, so this is just like a first proactive play. You just play him, you give 2 armor, 2 cards, and then every time you play a card, you're gonna just boost, you're gonna give armor to them, so which is really good. Peller for purification, because what if they lock our Zoltan or Monroe, so purifying, or you know, if you have Ciri, or if their opponent has a Ciri, you can purify them. So there you go. Miner, just another 4p dwarf card, dwarf berserker, yeah, pretty good engine card. Squirrel for some, yeah, if they play Oniromancy and stuff like that. Dawn Skirmisher, it's a pretty good removal card, but he's easily damaged and his ability goes, but if you, as you're playing a dwarf deck, you can give the armor back to him and he can still damage 3, so he's what, 7/4/4, which is really good, and with removal. So yes, now let's just get into deck strategy. So what you do is win round 1 somehow somehow with the thinners and all that. You can play your the normal engines and get value out of them, and try to bleed in round 2, because you don't want to face a scenario in round 3 as you don't have any heat wave and stuff. And in round 2 you bleed with Monroe, Sultan. If you don't have Sultan, you play your chariots and get value out of that. That's basically the deck idea. It's a pretty simple deck to play and wholesome. Everybody can play it. There's no genius move behind it. So anyway, enjoy the video, guys. See you later.
Order ethics would never allow it. Never.
Elven Blarney.
Pleasure to bleed you.
Racists. Our world is in harmony. Always willing.
countless wretches and corpses.
Your magic can't harm me. No magic can. Your magic can't harm me. No magic can.
You one of us or not?
Leave it to us.
So many of them, I'd have to aim to miss. Never ever whistle in a mine.
Once death on you, no one gets to fool me twice.
need a bigger boat.
We'll pay men back for their persecution!
Shit, I knew it. I told you so, you idiot.
One boat's all I need. Arbalest to your command. Make me none too tall, but you are skulls as well as any other.
Well, one more dead Greek to report.
Have the horseman!
Won't let him stand in our way. No, I will not.
Never had your kneecap broken!
Bribe me, dimwit. You're supposed to bribe me.
Yeah, it's Batiste. Go ahead, feel it.
I'm a monster.
Our world is in harmony. The realm of the living severs your chain. Abandon now your mortal stain.
Sharpen the bolts!